Imagine a world where people grow younger with every passing year. In the quiet town of Elmsbrook, something was very peculiar. Time did not move forward. Instead, it ran backward. Babies were born as old men and women, with wrinkled skin and tired eyes, and grew younger as the years passed. Children didn't look forward to their first day of school. They looked forward to being held in their parents' arms as tiny infants. Teenagers weren't busy dreaming about the future. They eagerly awaited a life where they'd know less and feel more. In this world lived Jonah, a curious boy of about 12 years old, or rather, on his way to being 12. Like everyone else in Elmsbrook, he grew younger by the day. He could feel the wisdom of his past years slipping away, memories becoming softer, like an old photograph fading under the sun. Jonah's best friend was a man named Samuel, who was in his 20s. But in this world, the 20s meant Samuel had recently gained some of his childhood innocence and wonder back. Samuel was a kind soul who had already lived most of his life and now looked forward to losing his wrinkles and gray hairs. Jonah and Samuel often took long walks to the park, talking about their lives as they watched others of all ages enjoying the world in their own way. People gathered to celebrate milestones in reverse, like reaching new levels of simplicity in life. Jonah found it strange and fascinating to listen to Samuel's stories. Samuel often spoke about the things he had achieved, the loves he had lost, and the dreams he was finally letting go of as he grew younger. One day, Jonah asked him, "Samuel, what's it like to know that you'll soon forget everything?" Samuel looked at Jonah with a gentle smile. "It's a strange feeling, Jonah," he said, "but I think it's beautiful in a way. We start with so many worries and responsibilities, but as time goes on, we learn to let them go. When I was older, I worried a lot about things that didn't matter in the end. Growing younger reminds me that sometimes we carry too much and forget what's truly important." Jonah listened, his young mind trying to grasp the wisdom in Samuel's words. He wondered if he would someday understand this way of thinking when he reached Samuel's age. Or would it be younger? One day, Samuel told Jonah a story about his last few years as an older person. "I used to work all day, running a small bookstore. I was always busy, always thinking about the future. One day I found a notebook on a dusty shelf in the back. It was filled with stories from people I didn't know. But there was one story that struck me, and I've remembered it even as I grew younger. It was written by a woman who wrote, 'When I was young, I thought I had all the answers. But now, I realized the joy was in the questions, in the things I didn't know. I hope I can go back to a time when I didn't pretend to know everything.'" Jonah thought about that a lot. In their world, people lived with less knowledge and experience as time went on, and yet as they lost memories, they gained something else, a kind of freedom. He noticed his parents, who had once been burdened with worries and responsibilities, laughing more, becoming more playful as they grew younger. One afternoon, Jonah found himself alone in the park, and he saw a group of small children playing nearby. They were laughing and chasing each other, their laughter filling the air. He realized that someday, not too far away, he would be just like them, with no heavy thoughts, no worries. The future wasn't something he needed to chase. It was something that would happen naturally. As the years passed, Jonah felt himself changing. He saw his friends growing younger, becoming smaller, and more innocent. Samuel, too, was now a small child, his face glowing with joy, his mind free of any past burdens. Jonah missed their deep conversations, but found comfort in Samuel's happiness. One evening, as Jonah and Samuel sat in the park, watching the sunset, Samuel looked up at him with the bright, curious eyes of a young child. "Jonah," he said, "when I grow up, will I remember you?" Jonah smiled and ruffled Samuel's hair. "I don't know, Samuel, but I think that's okay." And with that, Jonah felt a warmth in his heart, a deep understanding of the strange beauty of their world. Time moved backward, but maybe that wasn't a loss. Maybe it was a reminder that life was meant to be simple, that we're meant to hold on to the things that truly matter and let go of the rest. As Jonah continued to grow younger, his memories faded, his thoughts became lighter, and he found himself playing in the park with children who were once his closest friends. Soon, he didn't think about time at all. He didn't remember Samuel, or their talks, or even the questions Samuel had once asked him. But he laughed freely, ran without fear, and played in the sunshine with all the joy of a child. In a world where time ran backward, people didn't cling to the past. They cherished the present. They grew simpler, purer, and happier as the years went by. Life became a cycle of letting go, and for the people of Elmsbrook, that was the greatest gift.